there's the president.
Cool.
Yeah. So cool. So you saw my story,
Yeah. Pretty
right?
pretty grueling
It was,
for a
man.
no. Man.
And you know, an emotional roller coaster, crazy ride. And then I got all that done for nothing. I spent 47,000. But I think, you know, I tell people when I was a kid, see, when I was a kid, my grandfather would, well, we were fast. So when we did something wrong, we started running. So he'd give us a good boot in the ass. Sometimes he'd miss, you know. But after me and my brother, he could have probably kicked footballs for Green Bay Packers, right? And you know, and I think I needed a good. God did that for me, you know, kind of humbled me, and you know. And what did I learn? I learned that a place that cures people, that saves lives, not puts you on a money wagon. And you know, in the United States and Canada, it's like, okay, well, you know, you don't see a doctor curing anybody because you know what? You wouldn't have a practice. You know, down there they just want to see you, get you figured out, do this for the rest of your life, and boom. And then I'm like in an Essante Organics warehouse down there. Everything was our stuff, you know.
Wow.
So you know, I tell people, look, if it's good enough to save lives, why don't you do it? It's good enough to prevent that stuff so you don't get in that situation,
Sure.
along with a couple modifications. But you know, yeah. So so tell me your background, but what you've done, what you've done and stuff.
Definitely in health and wellness. I do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I cycle. I DJ too. Um, I started network marketing uh, right during COVID, right before COVID, um, February 2022. And then I did that for about 18 months. Um, about 6 months into it, I didn't know. I was new to everything, so I just did what I was supposed to do, and I just plugged away. I was with Amway, um, and I learned a lot about personal growth and development, and just doing the do, head down, focus, don't get distracted. So I was taught a lot of great things. And then 6 months into it, I found out it was network marketing. Didn't know what that was, and then so I just did some research, and I wanted to be the best at what I did. Um, and learned about it. So I dove deep into that, and um, then I heard something from a message from Megan. I forgot her last name, but she was with Modere, and I saw Justin Prince's video for Modere, and that really got me interested. And then so I wanted to do something online with Amway, even though they don't really do it, but they do. They love belly to belly human contact. So I learned a lot about that. I work in a restaurant industry since I was 15, so I know how to communicate with people. I know personalities and psychology, so and how to motivate people and encourage them, stuff like that. So that's always something that just came natural to me, or I developed it since I was young. Um, then what else? I wanted to do it online, so I hired me an online coach. I don't know, you may know him, Gavin Montford. He's coached many successful people that are top leaders now or does their own thing. So I figured why not learn from the best. So I'm still working with him doing online aspects. So that's how I learned how know how to navigate my online business. And then I finally tapped in with Modere with John Melton, and so I'm facilitating that. And then so right now that's where I'm at right now. But I found you. I don't know. I guess we just met on Messenger, and then I looked into some of your information, and I do like and love what you do and have, and what it's all about. And then I learned about the pH, and then so alkalinity at the time about a year ago. This time actually last year alkalinity. So I was getting all about pH and from the water, and that's was like a big hype right last couple years. So I started alkaline water. I bought me a filtration under the counter. And then later, I guess sometime this year, Gary Brecka was talking about um, how the alkalinity is part of it, but it's like you can't really get it through water.
Right. There's six components to it, and we are the alkalizing company. I mean,
Yes.
that's what we do.
Yeah.
And you know, And it's a good thing that we're talking, because I worked in law and network marketing too, and I also was a very successful distributor with my brother. We've earned in excess of 300,000 a month in this industry,
Wow.
and so we've done really well. And you know, I'll never forget the one day we did a $70,000 day. That's crazy.
Woohoo! Yeah,
And
that's cool.
so, we've been extremely successful. And then I've been on every level, one of the top two consultants in the world to companies, right? Working with the government agencies and trying to keep companies straight, right? But, you know, it's good that maybe you want to do a little bit of a transition, because, you know, um, you didn't hear this from me, okay? I don't kiss and tell, okay?
Absolutely.
But Modere is gonna scale. You remember what happened to Rodan and Fields?
Yeah, it's a couple weeks ago.
That's what's gonna happen over there. Because that's why they, think about it. They didn't hire a guy who knew network marketing. They hired a guy who scaled Nike into retail. They hired a guy who scaled GNC into retail. So, you know, when Modere, well, when the capital venture firm bought that company, it was already in like stability, like where Amway is, right? You know, because they didn't start over with a new database. They took it over. The people that owned Modere before that went to prison for embezzling money. So um, part of the case was they had to sell the company. So then they bought that and they kept it going. But then when so they were like, okay, we're going to change this way of, they did really good marketing. Let's put it that way. They did great marketing. And then paid people under the table, and you said some names, that those are the guys. And so they brought in everybody they could, because they had big organizations that would follow them. So in a sense, you created false momentum. You know what I mean? And then, because you weren't starting over with a database, so there could never be another. You're never going to get a second momentum. So then I think, after those people did well, and maybe a few others, but not as well as what those guys did, because they got theirs were that stuff was guaranteed. Um, so now it's like, oh boy, what are we gonna do? Now they get rid of this guy, they got rid of her, and it's just a mess. And and you'll believe you me, when a company scales into a different way of doing things, you're never gonna know. You're gonna wake up on a Monday and it's there. And they'll even take and the worst thing is they will even take uh, um, they will take an application. Let's say you sign somebody up at 11:59 Sunday night. The minute it hits midnight, you didn't know it changed. You went to bed, and you woke up, and then it's like, wow, I just brought that guy in for how much? Too bad. That's it's a bad thing. And I look at all these companies losing money, doing this, going into bankruptcy, all this stuff, and I'm hiring people. So, and I think it's because people they're concerned about their health, and they don't want to get that bad phone call, and you know I tell people, look, at the end of the day, today, whatever you do, no matter how small it is or how large it is, what you put inside of you, what you put on top of you, that's it. That's where you live. This is a living, breathing organ as well. And at the end of the day, all the behavior that you've done today, you're either participating in your in your life, or you're participating in your death. And you know what? It's just that simple. You get to make that choice. you get to, you're responsible for yourself, your health, right? And here's the thing that's crazy is back in 2012 or 14, somewhere in there, the capital venture firm there, I would have been a CEO because they wanted, I was reading something that came in. They wanted my whole product line. And I said to him, why would you want to take that out and have mine? And he goes, because you're not a BS guy. And then he said bullshit guy, right? I go, what do you mean by that? He goes, well, you know what I mean, you're the label guy. So, clean living. He goes, that, you're throwing up chemicals and stuff, and it's in our stuff, But I wasn't for sale, and I didn't, that's too risky because I need to be in charge of. I formulate the products, and I know they're expensive, and I know like if this company, no matter what company it is, they have a night cream, and okay, well, it's costing them about 50 cents to make it. I know how much the bottle is and the label and what's in there just by looking at the back of the label. And when you're using that stuff, it's about 50 to 60 cents, and you're charging 40, 50 bucks. Here's the thing, it costs me about $8, $9, $10 to make it because I'm doing everything with plants. But that's the way the world's going. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So it's a good transition because now you really can live clean. So, yeah. And if I was going to say to you, how much was your biggest income that you ever made in a month?
Oh, shoot. I'm still building, so $200.
All right, so you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, building is building no matter where you're at. But when there's such movement going on and there's so many people exiting over there, it's not a good situation.
Saw that. Fencing it, yes.
I mean, I think what Justin Prince is doing he should be thrown in prison for doing crazy stuff, talking stupid about peptides. Peptides have been around since the beginning of the earth, and you're trying to take something and create a spin to it.
What did he do? I don't know anything.
What's that?
What's he talking about, or what's he done, or what did he do?
Oh, he started his own company, and he's trying to talk all about bioactive peptides, and it's ridiculous because it don't work like the way he's saying, right? And you got a guy who was a sharp guy up in front of a room. I get it, and that was that. That's about it at that point, So, got paid to do it, didn't build it himself. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of, look at me and my brother that went out there and actually built our check for 300,000. We ain't getting nothing under no table, And for you to make a lot of money, depending what is it you want to make? Well, you have to think about yourself. Like, okay, what is it that I really want to make in this industry? And if you want to make 5, 10, 15, 20, 100,000, whatever it is a month, you got to get in a small database, not one that's sitting over there for 40, 45 years, because you'll never get those people back, and now you're like really, scratching away trying to make something happen in a company that already went through momentum already, and it's instability. It's like Amway. You're not going to get an Amway and make what Dexter Yager made, or Bill Britt, or any of those guys. Why? Because you got in at the wrong time. It isn't your work ethic. It's timing. Small database. Like we got 37,000 people in our entire database, 34,000 customers, and only 1,000 distributors. That's where you make the money. That's how you do it. So, and then I could, and then if you decide you want to do it, I'd put you at, I would guarantee and ensure your success. Why? Because I got Robert Blackman over here, a guy who made 1 point, he didn't get no deals, but in his career, he's been in the industry 22 years, made $15 million, and his biggest year was 1.7 million for the year. This guy knows how to make leaders. That's the guy. And then Dr. Becky, who does our calls, like tonight on our Zoom. She took Isogenics from 19 million to, she's the pinnacle of taking that company to over $1 billion in 5 years. So I got, because of my story, I've got probably 11 different huge multi-millionaires that came out of retirement. And I always say, look, there's the good guys and the bad guys, the good companies, and good ethical people, and then the bad ones. And sometimes, and there's nothing in between. Sometimes a good guy will go bad, but never will a bad guy go good. It just don't happen because there's money involved, So, I have respect for the guys that went out there and hustled and built it, and that's why they're making what they're making. Because that's what my brother and I had to do. And, and I don't have the respect for the guys that took deals because, then they take a deal, then they start a little training group. Now they're making more in their training group than they're ever making in their company. So, I mean, what is that? You know what? My brother and I never got trained. We didn't go to any personal development stuff because you know why? We just remembered my grandpa's shoe in our ass, and it's like, get your ass to work, right? We just worked and hustled. Not to say that, personal development is good. I get it, it is. But, but at the end of the day, it's what IPAs, what income producing activities did you do, right? And we're just sharing and communicating, and you know who Todd Falcone is?
Nah.
So if you go on my page, or I'll send you, go listen to his training. That's just a speaker that really knows how to train in the industry. And he'll tell you straight up. He said it there. He says, I don't say this about companies, but I'll tell you what. You want the best products in the world that's ever hit this industry ever? Right here, Mike's. Because this guy knows what he's doing. I mean, you don't get nominated for a Nobel Prize when you don't know what you're doing. You don't get, you don't get 14 International Green Peace Awards for my personal care stuff, unless you know what you're doing, right? And then all these different companies, want to try to get me, try to buy me, try to do this. I never will. We've made too much money. And because they say it straight up, you got everything. We can't. How can you compete with a guy with 120 products that are all plants and certified organic? Everything. For me, like what you got, but organic. Organic is clean. Natural doesn't even have a definitive meaning. So.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, in 2018, the Federal Trade Commission and the FDA, which I think are, ridiculous to begin with, but I used to work with them, they came out with a statement. They said, if anybody says they got natural products, start reading that label because you know what? There's no meaning to it. That means they got junk. Because you can only, as a formulator, and when I source ingredients, I can only get certified organic or wild crafted or conventional. If you get conventional, it's really cheap junk, and there's going to be stuff in there. Well, when you get conventional, then you can say clean, safe, premium, high quality, natural, not toxic, this, that, so many things you can do to make people feel something because they're adverbs. It's like, oh, I feel safe. But no, who's reading the label? And then when you find out you got bad stuff, I got a flyer you can read. And the way you read a label properly is you start with that last ingredient and you work your way up. And you know what? If you see these toxic things in there, what are you spending that money for? You could get that stuff at the dollar store. And if the dollar store is making a fortune off of it for charging $1, imagine what these companies are making, charging $30, $40. That's it. It's so,
Boom.
it's so black and white and cut and dry. So, and the way you make money, get in front of a way of life before it becomes a way of life, right? So if in 1980, how old are you?
52.
Okay. 1980, we could have spent 400 bucks, got Microsoft stock. Now we're what? We're 50, 60, 77 million dollars for $400. Why? Because there was the computer and there was the software. And then it became a way of life. And this is how we talk now, through computers and phones like this. Nobody's walking around, the only reason you need a hard line is because in your business. But I'm never on this thing ever in my life. That's like in the museum now. So look, there's solar, there's, like I said, there's solar, there's green sustainable housing, electric cars. The world's going green. We can't stop it. But there's that little bubble in there, $9 trillion of personal care and nutritional supplementation, and nobody's done it. I'm the only guy that's done it. But now we're gaining steam. It's like we're that company. We're the Modera from when it first started without paying people under. That's a huge thing. So our millionaires are true millionaires that didn't get $1 million to go just bring the crew. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. I've heard the stories and heard that. Yeah, and then you're
I
not
got
even
two
in it.
people. I got two people that just quit Modera. I got two people that quit Modera. They were there for 10 years, and they were crying about 3 weeks ago. Ladies, they said, and I said, well, she goes, I got happy tears and sad tears. I go, what's the sad tears for? She goes, well, I might lose some friends. I go, well, you know what a friend is? Like when you get at 12:30 at night, when your tire blows out, and then you got to get a tow truck, call your friend, pick you up, take you to your house, go back to his house, and not charge you a nickel. That's a friend, okay? Not somebody who you're lining their pockets. Well, she goes, then I think they're happy tears. And I said, why? They go, we resigned from O'Dare. We've been there for 10 years, and we put our whole family through school and our kids, and I'm the breadwinner. But we're going to do this full time right here because of the story and because of what we have. I have everything you guys got, but mine is 100% chemical free. That's not 100% toxic free. I got the Toxic Free Foundation. 5 companies in the world have that certification because it's hard to get. And I'm all certified organic. Nobody else is. Then nobody is at that point.
Wow.
So, when you introduce you to my brother, because I think you'll get a kick out of this guy. Hang on 1 second here. Your name?
What's that?
How do you pronounce your name?
Timoteo.
That's what I thought. What nationality are you?
Hispanic and Japanese.
You should be in Hawaii. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Just gotta real quick.
Close this door here.
All right. Now you'll hear this a whole new different way. So this is my brother Dan. This is my brother Dan. This is Timoteo. All right. So there you go. And Dan will tell you about he was doing Modera, but there's some shakedowns going on, and he heard about my story with my leg, and I said I thought maybe you would.
Right on.
And he's been in the industry for a while.
Good, nice to meet you, my friend. What was your name?
Timoteo.
Timoteo?
Timoteo.
Teo.
Yes.
Timoteo, nice. Well, nice to meet you,
Nice to meet
Timoteo.
you, Dan.
Write your name down. So, in a nutshell, the wonderful thing about Essante Organics is, well, there's a couple. First of all, there's no selling. It's the only company out there that I know of where you don't sell anything. You got a lot of companies out there now with magic lotions, potions, pills, powders, patches, drinks, right? And I've been in this industry 42 years. And all my friends that make 6 figures a month or more, and have for the last 40 years and haven't worked. So they got involved in '82 when I did, and worked hard for 3 or 4 years to never have to work another day again in their lives. I got a lot of friends in different companies, and some making 50, 60 grand, but all the 6-figure a month earners are with companies that have ancillary products, which is just a fancy way of saying personal care products. Products people use every single day without thinking about it. You know, I don't care where you live in the world. I don't care if you make 10 grand a year or 10 million a year. 9 out of 10 people wake up every single day and they stretch, yawn, they get in the shower and they do their thing, right? Shower gel, shampoo, conditioner. You get out, you put your dry off, you put your lotion on, you brush your teeth, your deodorant, you moisturize, you go to work, you come home, you wash your hands, you wash your face, moisturize, go to bed, and you do it every single day until you die. Okay? Now, we're the first company in the world that makes everything that you and your loved ones use every single day 100% chemical free and toxic free and organic. Now, the world's going green. Whether you like it, whether I like it, whether Mike likes it, it's going green. People are getting educated. Right now, about 9, max 10% of the world's green, meaning they're educated like us, and they won't use chemicals that are linked not to skin or eye irritation. We're talking people, when you go into people's showers, unless it's got our products in it and on their countertops, the average person, just by taking a shower every day, puts 150 to 200 chemicals into their body because the skin is the largest organ of the body. And anything you put on it enters your bloodstream in 26 seconds and all your internal organs in 8 minutes. Now, these chemicals you're putting into you from your personal care, they're not chemicals linked to skin or eye irritation. They're chemicals linked to liver and kidney problems, Alzheimer's, dementia, reproductive problems in females, the worst being cancer, a lot of them directly linked to causing cancer, which kills. Now, well, Daniel, how can that be? Our government wouldn't allow that. I go, time out. We got the FDA. I go, the FDA regulates food and drug. It's the Food and Drug Administration. They do a terrible job at that. But here's how corrupt our government is, like all governments. The personal care industry, and don't get me wrong, we have gut health, we got weight loss products, the best alkalizing division, we got essential oils, we got it all. But in my eyes, what's going to make you wealthy is personal care, because everybody uses it, rich, poor, in between, no matter where you live in the world. Now, it's the largest niche in the world, 9 to 10 trillion. One of them, probably the top 2 or 3, is personal care. So our government turns its head and allows these chemicals in while it's getting their palms greased like this from Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal, Pantene, because in 1936, you might want to write this down because it's powerful stuff, our government granted self-regulation to the personal care industry. As crazy as it sounds, nobody regulates your personal care products. You and I could start a shampoo company today and use any chemicals we want. It's crazy. Because again, it's not about you and your loved one's health. It's about profit and greed at the cost of you and your loved one's health. So we created this company 09, 010. Long story short, Michael created a weight loss energy lollipop in 04. Don't have to change what you eat or exercise. You have 1.5 hours before each meal, and you'll lose weight or your money back, guaranteed. And we sold over 60 million. Britney Spears lost 30 pounds. Vinny from The Sopranos lost 80 pounds. If you go to YouTube and put Power Pop weight loss, lollipops, you'll see Michael on Extra TV. We've been on Dr. Oz, Good Morning America. You'll see him when he was younger. He doesn't look like that anymore. He's aged like all of us. No, just kidding. But yeah, he looks much younger because he was. Now, that started in 04. 09, 010, we had made a lot of money. And we could have just retired and just said, let's go sit on our boats. I'm a big fisherman and have a boat in Marina here, and I travel around the world fishing in marlin tournaments. That's what I like to do. But we're God-fearing people, and we recognized a horrific global problem back then, before the word green even really existed, which is, at the time there was 7 billion, now there's 8 billion. 7 billion plus people in the world. 9 out of 10 wake up every morning, no matter where they live or how much they wake, and take a shower. And before they leave their house, putting minimum 150 toxic chemicals into their body, again, not into skin irritation, but serious disease and illness. And Essante Organics was born, the first company that makes everything you and your family use every day, all chemical-free and organic. So, again, the world's going green. I tell people, unless you've been living under a rock or in a cave, you're seeing it happening in front of your eyes. And first it started with the electric cars, right? Green cars. Solar panels on your house, green energy. You can build a house from the ground up without killing a tree, But what's the most important thing you should be going green with? You and your loved ones' lives. What good is your Tesla car when you've got cancer, right? Let me just throw this in there quick because this is an unbelievable stat. I'm going to be 60 in 2 weeks. So 30 years ago, which isn't long, when I was 30, I didn't know one woman with breast cancer. It was rare. In fact, cancer wasn't really that prevalent. Now, every single family I know has one woman or two with breast cancer. And they're not in their 70s or 80s. They're in their 30s and 40s. And here's why. Everything I'm sharing with you isn't my opinion. These are studies done by medical schools, hospitals around the world, your own government. Skin Inc. magazine did this study about 10 years ago. It's on one page. I can send it to you if you like. 6 paragraphs. You can read it in less than 5 minutes. And it talks about parabens and phenoxyethanols, which are in all your personal care products. They're no food that you eat. And in 98% of breast cancer patients, when they remove the mass and they study it under a microscope, they find parabens and phenoxyethanols. So line up 100 women diagnosed and directly linked to causing cancer and put in the human body. If you Google parabens, phenoxyethanols, just Google it, studies will come up with skull and crossbones. Don't ever use any products with this in it, linked to cancer. So as far as I'm concerned, you line up 100 women against the wall diagnosed with breast cancer today, pull out 2 of them. As far as I'm concerned, 98 out of those 100 got their breast cancer from their personal care products because they found parabens, phenoxyethanols in them. The other 2 got it the old-fashioned way, like 30 years ago when it was rare. Bad luck genes, genetics. So it's unfortunate we live in a world where it's about money and greed at the cost of you and your loved one's health, but not anymore, because now there's Essante Organics. And our business is this simple. It's as simple as A and B. A are all the products currently in your home, in your shower, on your countertops, loaded with hundreds of chemicals, again, not linked to skin irritation, but serious disease and illness. And here's B, those same products you use every single day on you and your loved ones, 100% chemical free, with ingredients that are proven to nourish and heal the body when put in it. What do you want to use for you and your family? And I've never had one person say, oh, Daniel, the ones with the chemicals linked to cancer, liver and kidney problems, Alzheimer's. No. So this is a very powerful statement only we can make. If you can get involved in a way of life before it becomes a way of life, you're a very wealthy individual, and that's what we offer here. Paradigm shifts are very rare. Most human beings will experience 1 to 2 in a lifetime. Fancy way of saying a product or device, once brought to market 8, 10 years down the road, it's a way of life. Last one we could have got involved with, you might be too young, was in 1982. I was 18 years old. And Mr. Jobs creates the computer, and Mr. Gates creates software, and the internet is born. If you were first online in the 80s selling anything from toothpicks to picture frames to watches to baseball caps to boating shoes, you're a multimillionaire. Go online today and open your store up selling whatever you like and see if you become a multimillionaire. And I'd say your chances are slim to none because there's probably 1,000 stores globally that's already selling what you're trying to sell. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. A $400 investment in Microsoft stock in 1982 would yield me $37 million today. Let me tell you, if I would have known that this computer on my desk here, that the phone's leaning on was going to be a way of life, I could have scratched up $400 in 1982, and you and I wouldn't be talking. But it is what it is. The Lord has a plan for everyone. So, missed out on the last paradigm shift. Forbes magazine business journals around the world are calling the green movement the next paradigm shift in life. Meaning, once people are educated, who's going to use products, with chemicals linked to all this disease and illness, when you use organic products that are linked to nourishing and heal the body. Again, 9% of the world's green. That's a beautiful thing for you from a business standpoint. A horrible thing for 91% of the world. No, those 91% aren't stupid people. They're engineers, they're CPAs, they're all different types of people. They just don't know. They assume that because these products are in the store, they're safe because they trust our government, which is as corrupt as anyone in the world. So we don't sell nothing. We educate people on the products they buy every single month for them and their loved ones, their family, and they use every single day. And once they know what we know, 9 out of 10 are going, how do I get your products, Daniel? I'll never use this stuff again as long as I live. Because I tell people this after I educate them like I am you. I say, when we hang up, go grab the lotion you use on you and your family. Like 90% of people use a moisturizer. I go, turn it around to the ingredients. Because ingredients don't lie, people do. And you start at the bottom and you work your way up. Because they put the worst crap at the bottom. And I promise you, you won't make it past 7, 8 ingredients. They're this long, you can't even pronounce the words because they're chemicals. Type the first one in. Skull and crossbones, cancer. The next one in. Neurotoxicity, meaning Alzheimer's, dementia. The next one you type in. Organ toxicity, liver and kidney problems. The next one, cancer. The next one, reproductive problems in females. You're going, getting that garbage can. I'll never put this on me and my friend. Boy, Daniel was right. And I'm getting a call back going, you weren't kidding, Daniel. I did what you said. And I said, you can do that with your shampoo, your conditioner, everything. Because our government grants itself regulation because they get their palms greased from these billion-dollar grants. Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal, Pantene. They've been doing $2-3 billion a year for 40, 50 years. So it's a sad world we live in that that's the case. But you know what? That's why Essante Organics exists. So again, timing and positioning are crucial when creating massive wealth. Timing meaning you getting in here early in the beginning when only 9% of the world is green. When it's 90%, it's too late to become a millionaire. All the millionaires have been made, okay? So timing and positioning, timing, you getting in early in the beginning with the first company in the world that makes these products. We had a full catalog of everything, laundry detergent, dish soap, everything. And positioning meaning being with a company that's in front of a way of life before it becomes way of life, the next paradigm shift in life. Now, I pretty much make it very simple for people to understand. The last thing I'll touch on is the comp plan. It's a simple binary. Just build 2 legs. No flushing. Other companies, when you get to a certain amount, they flush it, right? They don't want to pay you out in case you hit it. Well, not here. Pays to infinity. I have people sitting with millions in their power limit. But the biggest thing about our comp plan is we're the only company in the world that does a 100% check matching bonus on all your personally enrolled. It is huge. So you don't need 100 people or 200 people or 500 people to make a lot of money here. You maybe need 10 people. Think about this. If you had 10 people, and let's use small numbers, realistic, real small. So you have 10 people, and they're just making $500 a week. You're matching those 10 checks. You're making $20,000 a month just on your check match. Now you're going to get paid on the binary, on your volume. You're going to get paid on your fast start bonuses, so on and so forth. But that check match is huge. And let's think a little bit bigger, which tons of people making $1,000 a week, way more than that. But let's think small. You have 10 people that get the business, are working it right. You enroll them, all your person enrolled, you match for 100%. They make $1,000 a week, you're making 10,000 a week, 40,000 a month just on your check match. So again, timing and positioning are crucial in creating massive wealth, and you couldn't be at a better place at a better time, positioned properly. You're getting in early in the beginning. Only 9% of the world's green. Not me. Forbes magazine, business journals around the world are saying, look, the world's going green. You know, once people are educated, and this is going to be a way of life. They say 8, 7, and 9 years down the road, this is going to be a way of life. You're not going to be able to walk down shampoo aisles and purchase products with chemicals linked to cancer and Alzheimer's and liver and kidney problems and so on and so forth. Because Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal, Pantene, I don't care if it's Paul Mitchell Nexus at the salon, I call it the cheap garbage and the expensive garbage. Give me the Paul Mitchell that you're paying $35 for, and you give me the swab at the store that you're paying $12 for the big bottle, and I'll flip it around and show you the same chemicals. All you're paying for at the Paul Mitchell is really good marketing. It's at a salon. It's Paul Mitchell. You know, good marketing, and you might like the scent, which is toxic. So once Johnson & Johnson and L'Oreal and Pantene, you know, they see the world going green. They see their numbers going down. You know, I would say once it gets to about 40 to 45, maybe 50% max, look, they're sitting around the big conference table, all the big wigs, and they're going, look, guys, they caught on. Look, our sales are down 40%, 50% to going green. We're going to have to change our formula. We can't use these chemicals anymore. So they're projecting, like I said, 7 to 9 years that the world will have gone green. That 9% is going to be kind of 98, 99%. Simply stating, the world has been educated. Once you know, you can't unknow. And now are you going to use products with chemicals that are in there proven to cause cancer in your loved ones and yourself? And look at Alzheimer's dementia 30 years ago again. Not long. I don't know anyone with Alzheimer's dementia. All of my friends' grandmas and grandpas were sharp as a tack. They died in their sleep, old age, some cancer here and there. Now, just like breast cancer, every single family I know has elderly people that have Alzheimer's. It's a horrible thing. My father died from it. My wife's father died 2 weeks later from it. They don't know who you are. They don't know nobody. But everything else is perfectly fine. But now, there's more pores on your head than any place on your body. You take a warm or hot shower, now you open those pores up. You grab your shampoo, probably 20 toxic chemicals approximately. You pour them in this close to the brain, scrub them in real good, rinse them off. Now you grab your conditioner, another 20 toxic chemicals, pour them in, scrub them in this close to the brain. Now you do that for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you see the result. You got an older generation, just like the younger, with breast cancer, with Alzheimer's dementia, when 30 years ago it was not common. There's a cause and effect for everything. Our grandma and grandpa's products, on their shampoo, if you looked at the ingredients, there's probably 8 ingredients. Yeah. Now there's like 30, because they put chemicals in there so it can sit on a shelf, have long shelf life. You know, the chemical that creates lathers, 3 or 4 cents, but it's a very toxic chemical. So now they link the rise in Alzheimer's and dementia to your shampoos and conditioners. I didn't do it. The studies, hospitals, medical schools around the world, our own government did the studies, but they still allow the chemicals in because it's about money. It is not about you and your loved one's health. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't think I can make it any simpler. The coolest thing is, you know, back when I got in this industry, there's like 5 companies. There's Amway, New Skin, Herbalife, Mary Kay, and Avon. You know, and now, oh my God, one pops up every month while one shuts down. They pop up, you know, as fast as they pop up, they're shutting down because they got these scammy, gimmicky, shiny pennies. You know, these magic lotions, potions, pills, and powders. Now the big thing are these patches and you know, drinks. And we got the best skincare line for fine lines and wrinkles. We got it. If people are into essential oils, we got you covered. We got all organic essential. It doesn't matter who you meet and what they're into. We got you covered. Well, I'm looking to lose some weight. Got you covered. Got great weight loss product line. Well, I'm in essential oils. Got you covered. First company in the world, all certified organic. Well, gut health, very important. Nominated for gut health was nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, so our enzymes, probiotics. So we got all bases covered. The nutritional line, skincare when it comes to like fine lines and wrinkles with our Z3 system, essential oils. But at the end of the day, in my heart, I believe it's going to make people wealthy. Our personal care, right? Ancillary products. Fancy words for saying products people use every single day without thinking about it. They're staples in people's homes. I don't care if you make 10 grand a year or 10 million, anything in between. People take a shower with most people every day, you know. So when you get that being in front of a way of life before it becomes a way of life, getting in early in the beginning, and a compensation plan with 100% check matching bonuses, I tell people this, and I've been telling them for years. You find a company that has an easier product line to create volume with, because that's what it's about, right? More sales, the more you make. And a better compensation plan, and I'll join your company as a distributor. And look out, because my brother and I became six-figure a month income earners back in the 80s when there was no social media, when all you had was a landline and an answering machine. Using this, mouth. Now it's so much easier to network marketing because you can reach the world with social media outlets, all different kinds, about your product line and your business opportunity. So, yeah, I'd love to have you aboard. You'd be working directly with myself and my brother. Now, here's another thing. You're going to get on the Zoom or FaceTime with any owner from a company. I would say, I don't know any company. All my friends, they said, Dan, I don't know. You guys do it. Because we're passionate about what we do. I would help you with your business. That's what I do here. I'm the CCO, the Chief Communications Officer. I said Tuesdays, I work 5 days a week, but Tuesdays and Thursdays I set aside for absolutely nothing but the field. You got someone interested, you're not quite comfortable yet? Yeah, I'd love to do a three-way with one of the owners. You'd love this guy. You got 20 minutes, they're very passionate about what they do. What? No, not the owner. You mean the top income earner in our state? No. The top income earner in the whole company? No, the owners. I'm personal friends with the owners. I know the owners. Really? That's pretty powerful. Because you know what? I blow my nose just like you. And I put my underwear on just like you. I'm no better than you. I'm just probably older and got involved early in the beginning and from help from above and a very hard work ethic. Raised in a very strict German Lutheran household. You mowed the lawn, you shoveled the snow. We're from Wisconsin, you know. You ate, you had food on your plate, you had clothes on your back. My dad worked for the Wisconsin Gas Company. There was no allowance. I was walking through 3 feet of snow when I was 4 feet tall, delivering papers to make on my paper route to make, you know, 10, 12 bucks a week, which back then would equal probably about 40 bucks now, you know. But a work ethic got Mike and I where we are today. You know, I always say this. You got people with bachelors, masters, doctors. Hustle beats talent every time when talent doesn't hustle. Meaning, this guy with a doctor's degree, if he's lazy, if he don't have a work ethic, that piece of paper is worthless. You give me a guy with a high school diploma with a hard work ethic, and I'll make him a very wealthy man. Because that's all this industry is, as you know, it's a numbers game. The person who shares Essante Organics to most people every day at the end of the day has the most customers and users, the most distributors doing the business, has the most volume at the end of the month, and makes the biggest check. It's not hard. People complicate it. Oh, I'm going to take this training class, this Tony Robbins. I'm going to buy this book, read that book, and that book. You don't have to read nothing. I'll tell you how to do it. It's a numbers game. and the story I like to end with is, I don't know if you know who Bill Britt is.
Yeah,
But,
Emily.
okay. Well, he's dead. But when he died, he's worth 60 million. But I love this story. You might have even heard it. I don't know. It's many years ago. He's on, I think, 60 Minutes, and the interviewer says, "Mr. Britt, what's your magic? What's the secret? Thousands of people joined Amway and haven't made a penny, and you're a multimillionaire from Amway." And he goes, "Huh." He chuckled a little bit. He goes, "There ain't no magic or no secret. If you want to call it something, call it a work ethic." He goes, "I shared Amway with 1,200 people, and out of those 1,200 people, only 800 joined. And out of the 800 that joined, only 300 that did anything. And out of 300 that did anything, only 85 took it kind of seriously. And out of the 85 that took it kind of seriously, 35 took it very seriously. And out of those 35 that took it very seriously, 11 made me a multimillionaire. It's nothing has changed since 50, 60 years ago when he got an Amway. So we're like Amway or New Skin on steroids. You know, Amway's been around forever. They do 10 plus billion a year. So does New Skin. That's where Mike and I come from back in the day. I'm 18 years old. Guy takes me to this meeting, a friend of mine. I see a guy on stage making 30, 40 grand a month selling, products people use every day. And at the time I was green. I didn't know, New Skin products back in the day, 40 years ago, were better than store bought, better than, stuff in the grocery, pharmacies and salons. But even to this day, they're a very ethical company when it comes to business wise. Do their products have chemicals in them? Absolutely. But they've never changed their comp plan. They never messed with people. I got friends from New Skin that got in when I did. They worked hard for 4 or 5 years. They haven't worked in the last 37 years. And they get 120,000, 180,000, 150,000 a month. And they haven't worked. That's what true network marketing is about. Residual income, where you work hard for a few years to never have to work another day again in your life. But the problem is all these companies pop up and they're gone within a year or two because they're not ethical companies. But we are. We've been around a long time, 04. Now, not with Essante. We just came out in 2010. But we can only grow as fast as our niche, which is the world going green, right? And right now, only 9-10% of the world's green. You're no better off getting in now than if you would have got in 7-8 years ago. Because unfortunately, the world's slowly getting educated. Now it's happening faster via social media, TV, radio. But again, timing and positioning, that's what we offer with a comp plan like nobody has out there. And again, no selling. Don't have to try this magic patch. If you put it on, your knee pain's gonna go away, or you're gonna feel like you're 20 again, or a magic drink, or if you drink this, same old crap, right? No, I'm not selling you nothing. Because watch, I get you to try this patch, let's say for now. In order for me to have residual income, you have to stay on that patch and be using it for the rest of your life. Those chances are slim to none, right? Or a magic lotion, potion, or drink. But everyone takes a shower. You don't have to tell someone to buy toothpaste or deodorant or they buy it. They start getting low. Next time at the store, they buy it. Now they're just going to change stores. Instead of buying it at the grocery store, the pharmacy, the salon, they're going to ship right to the door every month. And two things happen. You're using products that are going to nourish and heal the body instead of make you sick. And you're going to make money while you're doing it. So, again, I tell people, you show me a company with an easier product line to create revenue with, volume, and a better compensation plan, and I'll join your company as a distributor. If I join, look out, because me and Mike are different birds. Here's the cool thing about the company, too. Our whole corporate team are all distributors at heart. Me and Mike, I got into New Skin early in 1982. 2 weeks later, I got Mike involved, and the rest is history. Our president and our chief marketing officer, they got into New Skin in the 90s. They've been in network marketing probably 30 years, pushing 30 years. So my brother, myself, our president, our chief marketing officer, we're distributors. We know what it takes to build an organization. We know what's important, right? Most owners are just hotshot owners that come out with some slimy product, and throw up a fancy comp plan and start hustling people in, and within a year or two, it's shut down, and now the only people that made money were the owners and the owners' friends, and unfortunately, it breaks my heart because the industry's gotten a bad name over the last 10, 12, 13, 14 years because these, I don't know, without using a swear word, these horse crap companies pop up with a crazy product and comp plan, and within a year or two, it shut down, and family members and friends made money, and thousands of people got burned, and now they got a bad taste in their mouth for our industry. When it's a beautiful industry, all it is a way to distribute your product line. When we started Essante Organics, we could have put it in brick and mortar, we could have put it in Walgreens and CVS and Walmart, but we did it this business model because it's what made us who we are today. All network marketing is a business model to move your products, or versus putting it in brick and mortar in stores. You do it through, I call it back in the day, independent distributors. I call our people organic influencers. Again, we're not selling anything to anyone. I'm going to educate you on what the products you're using. Once you know what I know, 9 out of 10 are like, I'm in, Daniel. How can I get these products? And I go, oh, by the way, looking to make some extra money. Very few people say, no, Daniel, I got so much laying around, I don't know what to do with it, right? I go, well, we got a great business, that you can get involved with the company. Work part-time from home, make your own hours, and make a full-time income working part-time if you're interested. And again, with you, I don't know how you and Mike met, but I work directly with the owners. I'll get on a call with you and anyone to do a training, whether it's I don't think you need business training. You've been in the industry, Mike says. You probably know how to build a team. But if they want help, I'll help them with that. Product training on how to alkalize, any kind of training, product training, business training, just a three-way call like this to introduce them to the company, what we're all about. We're very passionate about what we do. We don't feel we're any better than anyone else because we aren't. We're all the same. Just people are at different stages in their life financially. That's all. So it's a pleasure meeting you, and if you join us here, it'd be a pleasure working with you.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Got a lot of information.
Yeah,
super pumped up, man. I love your
great
story.
stuff, right? It kind
And I
of
love
blows
what you
your
guys
mind
represent.
that our government knows what parabens, phenoxyethanols, butylene glycols, pegs. They know what these chemicals are. They know what they do to people. Why making people sick. But again, it's about money, not you and your loved one's health. Unfortunately. So again, I always say it's as simple as A and B. Here's A, all the products currently used with hundreds of chemicals linked to everything under the sun. And here's B, the same products that are going to nourish and heal the body instead of make you sick. What do you want to use within your family? No, and I've never had one person, after I talk to them and educate them, go, Daniel, the ones with the chemicals linked to cancer, liver, no. And I don't know if Mike gave you a few videos to watch, but we have some videos that do all the work for you. If you go to gogreengetpaid.com, there's 3 videos on there. One's called 10 Americans, where they draw blood from 10 Americans, and it'll blow your mind what they find in the blood. One's called The Toxic Truth. We made that video. And I always say those two videos will show you the horrific global problem we have in our world today. Everyone takes a shower before they leave the house, put 150 toxic chemicals in your body linked to serious disease and illness. And then go watch Go Green Get Paid. That shows you a solution to the problem with the product line. And a great business opportunity if you're looking to make some extra money. So those videos will do all the work for you, really, to be honest with you. On the back of my card, I put, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, go to gogreengetpaid.com. 2, watch the 3 videos. 3, let's talk. And I give them my card, they watch those videos, and guess what? I'm getting a call. Holy smokes, Daniel. I never had a clue. How can this be? How can our government allow this? And then I educate them. Look, the FDA, Daniel, the FDA, once I get the FDA, I go, that time out. FDA, Food and Drug Administration, they go, 1936, our government granted self-regulation in the personal care industry. Why would they do that, Daniel? I gotta tell you why. It's a $9 to $10 trillion a year industry, one of the largest industries in the world. It's about money. It's not about you and your loved one's health. That's why this company exists. Me and Mike didn't need the money at the time. We had made our money at that point. But we want to do better. We want to try to help. First, people live healthier lives. That was our main goal. And then second, wealthier lives. Why not? So here's a business model where you can go to bed at night, be making a lot of money, and not by scamming people, but by truly helping people and their families stay away from disease and illness. I'm going to leave you with one more fact. 50% of all cancers are because of what you put in you through your food. Remember, our whole lives we're talking, you are what you eat, you are what you eat. Absolutely. 50% of all cancers can be avoided by not putting chemicals into you through your mouth. And 46% of all cancers can be avoided by what you put on you. Now, you add the two together, it's 96%. If you don't put chemicals into your body through what you eat and through your personal care, you only have a 4% chance of getting cancer. And look how rampant cancer is, right? You can't, one family without someone or 1 or 2 people with cancer. And it's because of what they're eating and what they're putting on them every day and what they're putting in them every day. And that's what we do. We educate. And once you're educated, you can't get uneducated. Once we hang up this phone, I'm sure your mind's going, holy Moses, right? You can't unknow what you know. And it's hard to use those products after you go and turn around and Google search, start at the bottom of anything, work your way up. They put water and all those safe things on top. They put the worst ingredients at the bottom. So anything you research, the ingredients index, start at the bottom, work your way up. I promise you, you'll see what I'm saying was the truth.
Will do.
All right, my friend. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
Where do you live?
Texas, Fort Worth.
Texas, right on. You're not too far from us. We're in Arizona. We were born in Wisconsin, but I moved here in '92. Can't even believe it's been 32 years. It seems like it's been 15 years, but time just flies. And then Mike moved out a couple years after that, and the rest is history. So if you do get involved here, we're not too far away if you ever want to come visit.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, my friend. You have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too. Thank you for talking.
All right. God bless.
God bless you. Thank you.